There are various literacy demands of science. In the Australian curriculum, science students develop a broader literacy capacity as they explore and investigate their world. They are required to comprehend and compose text through listening, reading, and viewing. This includes navigating, reading, and viewing scientific texts such as journal articles and lab reports. They must listen and respond to text and interpret and analyze the text. This is evident when students process and analyze data information as well as evaluate conclusions. Secondly, students are required to compose text through speaking, writing, and creating. The capabilities include the abilities to compose visual, oral, and written multimodal text, such as graphs, charts, maps, and models. They must use scientific language to interact with others and deliver presentations. It's evident when students communicate scientific ideas and compose multimodal text, as well as interact with others. Next is text knowledge, which includes the concepts such as the knowledge of text structures, such as how journal articles are written out, as well as the use of knowledge of text cohesion. This is evident when students interpret statistical information, as well as recognize patterns and relationships in results and express informed positions. Next is grammar knowledge, which includes the use of sentence structures as well as the ability to express opinion and point of view. This is evident when students create their own hypothesis as well as construct scientifically based arguments. Word knowledge is also a literacy demand of science. It includes understanding scientific vocabulary such as words, including hypothesis, variables, correlation, and words like that, including as well as spelling knowledge. When students plan and conduct experiments and use appropriate scientific language and conventions to communicate findings and ideas is when word knowledge of science is used. Lastly is visual knowledge, which includes how visual elements create meaning and is evident when students interpret scientific visual text such as graphs and diagrams. By learning the literacy of science, students understand that language varies according to context and they increase their ability to use language flexibly. Scientific vocabulary is often technical and includes specific terms for concepts and features of the world, as well as terms that encapsulate an entire process in a single word. This is why literacy demands of science is important. Secondly are the numeracy demands of science. Many elements of numeracy are evident in the Australian curriculum, particularly in science inquiry skills. These include interpreting statistical information, which means interpreting data displays as well as chance events, as well as gaining familiarity with the way scientific statistical information is presented and learning how to understand that. This is evident when students interpret scientific data displays as well as evaluate conclusions and identify sources of uncertainty and possible alternatives to experiments. Secondly is recognizing and using patterns and relationships, which includes identifying trends in science reports as well as describing relationships in order to predict patterns and future results. It's evident students use these capabilities when they identify trends in data, describe relationships between variables, and identify any inconsistencies that may be evident in results. Lastly is the use of measurement, which includes the capabilities to estimate results and measure using metric units. This is evident when students plan and use appropriate experiment and investigation types to collect reliable data, as well as assess risk and record data accurately.